What's going on, guys? It's Brent from Team Draw Better. Welcome back to another video. Today we have another deck profile for you guys, and it's going to be Odion Blue Eyes. Now, before we begin, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So starting with the Odion side, we're going to be playing triple copies of Man with the Mark. This card's really nice as a starter. You almost always want to see this in your opening hand. Because if this card is normal or special summon, you can take a Temple of the Kings or a spell trap that mentions it from your deck and either add it to hand or send it to grave. This effects once per turn, and then while you control Temple of the Kings, this card and APOPHIS monsters you control can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and Temple of the Kings you control cannot be destroyed by card effects as well. So, really powerful card for the Odion side. It's also a really good card for the Blue Eyes side as well, because Man with the Mark's a level 4 spellcaster, so that easily makes material to link into Spirit with Eyes of Blue. But, moving on. We're playing just 2 Anubis the Last Judge. This is mostly just to get to man. But, I mean, if you do need additional damage to go for game, then he is 3k. And you can summon him if he's in hand or grave. He can be special summoned while you have 3 or more cards in your grave with different names that are Temple of the Kings and or traps by placing 2 of them on the bottom of the deck in any order. And you can send this to grave and search Man with the Mark. So, again, just another way to get to man, but it is a nice body to have. We do play 1 Merciless Scorpion. This is just to get to Temple of the Kings, the continuous spell, because while you have Temple of the Kings, must be special summoned from your hand by banishing a level 10 or higher monster from your hand or deck. And then during your main phase, you can add 1 Temple of the Kings or a spell that mentions it from deck to hand. And it also does have a damage step effect. Start a damage step. If this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy that opponent's monster. And if you do, this card gains attack equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. So, pretty nice card. We just used it to get to the continuous. But we're moving on to the Blue Eyes half of the monsters. So, we play just 2 of the OG Blue Eyes. The side kind of requires it. I was going to play 1, but I was thinking of Bestials, and if it got banished, that would be a really bad time, because the only way to get it back would be through Roar. So we are playing it safe. We are playing 2. It does kind of suck drawing it, but luckily with the test hands that I've been having so far, it hasn't been too bad. We play 1 Jet Dragon. Jet Dragon we're going to be summoning off of spheres, just as another form of interaction, because if a card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from the grave if it was there when the card was destroyed, or hand even if not. And at the start of damage step, if this card battles, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and bounce it to hand. So just another form of interaction, like I said, nice removal. We play more starters. We play Triple Sage. Sage is really nice for the Blue Eyes portion, because even if you start with Sage or you start with Man, highly recommend starting with Man first. But as soon as you're done with the Odion side, you can link this away into Spirit, grab Mausoleum. Then if you have Sage in hand, you can immediately normal summon the Sage and grab Maiden. Speaking of Maiden, Triple Maiden. Just easier way to get True Light, because you can send this card from your hand or field to grave, place True Light from your hand, deck, or grave, face up in your spell and trap zone. And then if you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this is in your grave, you can special summon this card. And then if a card or effect that activates targets this card on the field, or when this is targeted for an attack, you can special a Blue Eyes White Dragon or a level 1 Light Tuner from your grave. So, fun fact about this deck too, because of the Odion engine, drawing True Light in your opening hand is no longer a brick, because, yeah, sure, it's not a brick if you can get to Maiden, but, like, it's not a brick anymore for twice the reason because of this engine. Because if you get to the continuous Temple of the Kings and you activate it, you can set True Light and immediately activate it because Temple of the King says, hey, yeah, you can activate a trap card the same turn it was set. So, but that's it for the monsters. So we're going to be moving on to the spells and traps. So starting off, again, with the Odion side, we're playing 3 Treasures of the Kings. Treasures of the Kings, sorry. When this card's activated, you can set an Apophis trap from your deck, and this card becomes Temple of the Kings while in your field zone. And once per turn, if you have 2 or more set cards on your field or a trap in your graveyard, you can add a monster that mentions Temple of the Kings from your deck to hand. You can only activate 1 treasures once per turn. So, again, this is really nice because you get to you get to set an Apophis trap from deck. So that gets your Apophis negates going with Serpent and Swamp Deity. And then you get to add a monster that mentions Temple of the Kings if you have 2 set cards or 1 trap in graveyard, which is really nice. Just 1 Temple of the Kings, because we're going to be searching this off of the Scorpion. You can activate 1 trap card the turn it was set, and we don't care about the second effect because we do not play Mystical Beast of Circuit. That card is kind of bad. But this is what I was talking about with True Light. If you open True Light in your opening hand and you have access to the Odion engine, True Light doesn't become a brick, and you can still branch off into the Blue Eyes engine that way, because you get through all of your Odion stuff, normal man, grab the field spell, set the Serpent, and then set another card to grab Scorpion. Scorpion can banish Anubis, summon, grab this, and then you can activate True Light once this is on field and immediately go into your Blue Eyes. So that's a really nice synergy, I feel. It's also a really nice synergy that Man with the Mark, again, is a level 4 spellcaster that can easily go into Spirit with Eyes of Blue. So we just played 2 Wishes. I was going to play 3, but 2 feels okay, because like if you don't have it in hand, then you're almost always going to be setting it off of True Light to keep going regardless. So 2 is fine. 1 Roar as the extender for Blue Eyes, because you can special Blue Eyes back, or if you already have Blue Eyes, then you can special one of the tuners. 1 Ultimate Fusion just to help push forward into swinging for game, because you're always going to be making Tyrant Dragon off of this, and it can pop some cards on the field as well. 1 Mausoleum to search off a Spirit, and then moving on to the traps. Just continuing with the Blue Eyes stuff first. 1 True Light, search it off a mate, or place it off a Maiden, I should say, and then again the synergy with these is amazing. 1 Majesty. And you can also activate Majesty the same turn it was set off a True Light too, so that's another crazy interaction as well. You don't have to wait to activate Majesty, you can just immediately destroy cards your opponent controls. Moving back to the Odion engine, just 2 Apophis the Serpent and 2 Swamp Deity. This is fine, because they can easily be recycled back with the fusion that we play. And then 2 other continuous we play, Statue of Anguish pattern. If you don't know what this card does, you can special summon this as an effect monster, rock type, earth, level 7, 0 attack, 2500 defense. And it's still a trap card. If it's summoned this way, this can't be targeted by an opponent's card effects while you control another trap card that's a monster. And if a special summon monster from your spell and trap zone, or if a card is special summoned from your spell and trap zone to the monster zone while this is a monster, you can target a card on the field and destroy it. Not once per turn, so this is essentially Odion's Ryziel Detonator. This card's really nice. Highly recommend playing it. And just one more in case we need to negate any sort of special summon, we do play with the 1 Angel statue. All these are easily accessible because these can be searched off of treasures, but all these can be set off of Silhouette Rabbit, so that's another easy way to get to them. But that's it for the spells and traps. We're going to move on to the hand traps next. And for this build, we don't play too many, mostly because we get our interaction off of both engines. So we play 1 Effect Veiler because it can be searched off the Blue Eyes cards. So, I mean, that's fine. And then Triple Ash, triple Imperm, and triple Nibiru, just to sort of break up their board a little bit, because Nib, honestly, people aren't really playing Nib too much at my locals, but I have taken it and played it in the main deck, and honestly, it can shut games down pretty easily because people aren't expecting it. Like, yeah, they can put up negates and everything, but if you open Imperm Nib, that's obviously really strong. The only matchup that you have to really watch out for with Nib is Mitsurugi, because if you tribute the Mitsurugi monsters with Nib, their effects will trigger. So that's it for the hand traps, just 10 of them. And then moving on to the extra deck now. Starting off with the Link monsters, we play 2 Spirit. I play 2 just because, you know, if they stop the one, there's still access to another later down the line. Or if you want to go into the next monster that I'm about to mention, Spheres. Spheres, really strong card. We summon Jet off of it. 1 SP. SP's still really good. 1 Silhouette Rabbit to set all of our continuous traps, and then pop a back row if one of them summons. Synchros. I play 2 Spirit Dragon. You almost always want to play 2 of these, just because if one of them gets stopped, you'll have something else to synchro into down the line. And then things for Spirit to tag out. 1 Ultimate Spirit, 1 AFD. We play AFD to get access to both field spells. So say we have Mausoleum. We started with the Blue Eyes. We can still branch into the other thing because we can synchro into Spirit. Immediately tag out for AFD. AFD can pop Mausoleum and search Treasures of the Kings and start going into your Odion stuff. So this is really nice. We play 1 AFD 2.0, and this is just for OTKing on the Blue Eyes side, because if you go to battle with Spirit, you can swing for 25, Spirit tag out, it'll summon AFLD in defense, but this card says it can attack in defense, so you're swinging 33. So it's just a lot more damage to deal out on the Blue Eyes side. And 1 Lightstorm Dragon for back row removal. Fusions. We play the 1 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate for wishes to equip, and then go into Tyrant. And we do play 1 Tyrant. This can either be made by equipping to Blue Eyes or Ultimate Fusion. And then we just play 1 Divine Serpent. This is fine, because you can fusion summon it or special summon by tributing 2 Apophis monsters. And once per turn, you can target up to 3 Apophis traps with different names in your grave and set them in your spell and trap zone. And once per turn, if a trap is activated, except during the damage step, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. So another nice removal card, and it recycles all of your Odion traps. So really good card. And the last card we play in the extra deck is just Typhon. Typhon is sort of viewed as like a losing card now, but sometimes with this deck, if you can't really push forward into your opponent's board, say Ryziel, you can summon Man, or whatever card. You can summon a card, make Typhon, immediately get rid of the detonator, and if you have traps in your hand, that should be a decent amount of interaction to hold, like, help you live until your next turn. So Typhon usually isn't all that bad. But that is going to do it for the deck profile, guys. This deck is kind of nutty because of all the synergies that it has. I'm personally having a really fun time testing it, and I'm probably going to take it to the next locals. So I will let you guys know how that goes if you're interested. But yeah, that's going to be it for the profile. Like I said, these two archetypes synergize pretty well with each other. Easily link off into Spirit, activating True Light or Majesty the same turn for just extension or more interaction is really crazy. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I appreciate you guys so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you.